Good morning, dear members of Sustainable Couch. Hello from Vienna, Austria. Today is the 3rd of July 2013, and yeah, it's a pleasure to present something new and really interesting, an hydroponics system, and Ben in a few seconds will explain us what happens, so enjoy.
So this is my hydroponics system that I'd like to show you. Hydroponics means that there's no soil or earth, it's all in water. And we start here with the tank. This is the water tank. And what we have in here is just a tank of water, tap water, and as you can see the water is flowing back down. And I have a small water pump in here. And this is sending water up this tube all the way up here and all the way up here. So water is flowing down, and the water with gravity flows all the way down the tubes, and then it comes back down to here and then back into the tank. So you can probably see the water coming back down into the tank. So it's a closed loop, so that the water stays in the system. The water doesn't, so I don't need to top it up unless on very hot days. After a couple of days there's some evaporation, so in that case I have to top it up sometimes. That's just water and some nutrients as well. So I manually put the nutrients in with the water, and that's something that I was just able to buy, a kind of prepared mix of nutrients for plants, for hydroponics specifically. So it's a closed loop, the water comes down, and I can show you, if you come over here, I can show you the water flowing. If you just have a look in there, I'm not sure how clear this will be, but you can actually see the roots. Maybe you can see the water in there now. But these are the roots of this plant, which is a cucumber. So there's no soil, these are clay pellets. And the plant is sitting in these clay pellets, and then the roots hang down in the bottom of the pipe, and the roots have just grown to be this kind of lovely white color. And these ones, you can actually, they smell of cucumber, which I think is great, and they just hang down in the water and they absorb all the nutrients that they need. And because they're taking it straight from the water, they have all the water they need, but they're also able to absorb it quite easily, so they grow quite fast and quite well. You can see here this one has quite a large cucumber already, and here a few more are coming. There's one, and there's another small one with the flower on the top still. And there's that large one. So just looking at what we have some mint plants, these two. This is cucumber, this is jalapeno chili, with an orange chili plant. This is Pilzkraut, but I'm not sure what exactly that is in English. And down the bottom row are all tomatoes. These two are cherry tomatoes. You can see this one's really grown a lot. And we already have a few tomatoes on the way. Now these are different sizes just because I put them in the system at different times. This went in, so these two, for example, are the same age. The plants are the same age, but this was in earth for longer than this one. This was planted in this system earlier than this one, and you can see that it's really about twice the size as this. So the growth has been really good. And that's the system. Do you want to ask some questions?
No, I'm still amazed by this system. It's really great. Maybe we should tell that you created that, just learning instruction, and you created by yourself. And yeah, it's a great example of your urban gardening, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, quickly some background. When I moved in here, I had this lovely balcony, and I thought, well, I'd really like to try growing my own food, or some of my own food. And I thought, well, a hydroponic system would work really great. We're on the 6th floor here in the city. And I researched and I saw what options were available, and there was a design similar to this, which I thought was perfect, because I could put it up against the wall. It's a kind of vertical garden. So in terms of construction, it's quite simple. There's this wooden frame that I built, just one post there and another post here supported at the bottom. I have these pipes which are for transporting water anyway, so they're perfectly suited. These are 2 meters. Actually, the whole construction is 2 meters by 2 meters. So the pipes come down 2 meters. I just have two 90-degree turns on them, which wrap nicely around my frame. Then I have a little extension piece here, and I have an end which I drilled a hole into, and I was able to hook up a little connector here so that no water would leak out of the system, and then that goes straight into this short pipe. In terms of these holes here, there's a special drill bit which allows you to drill large holes, and that was a little bit tricky, but with the right piece of equipment not so bad. These are called net pots, and these ones are specifically for hydroponics. They even have something here for measuring the water depth, but that's when they're in more clay pellets in more of a pot. So what I do is I generally cut a hole in the bottom, and then that's where the roots will hang down. So the roots will hang down in the water.
Well, congratulations for the great system. Maybe last questions which could be interesting for the members. How much electricity do you need at all for this?
Well, the pump needs to be on all the time. If the roots are not in water for a couple of hours, then they dry out and the plant can already start dying. So it's important that that water is constantly flowing. So this is a small electric pump. I have a solar panel which I use sometimes, but I have to set up the system to be a bit more foolproof so that it'll stay on all the time. At the moment I have it connected up to the mains. It's hooked up to a transformer which is 18 volts, so it's like 2 mobile phones charging. I'm not sure exactly on. It's difficult to compare, but it's like charging 2 mobile phones at the same time to run the pump, and it's on all the time.
Well, thank you very much for explanation. I hope you liked the video and copy the idea and tell Ben how it works.
Yeah, or any questions.